Hello Internet. In my last video I worked on this 2080. That's already fixed.
Actually, that was me, but that's okay.
And so today I'll do my best to fix the second one. So basically looking around I found this half-ripped transistor. A power steering chip has a few components ripped off around it. In case you were wondering, power steering chip does exactly that. It switches voltage flow between one pair of transistors to another, so that neither one of them work too hard. At least that's how I see it. And if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section below. On the other power steering chip, a transistor is missing, and the capacitor that had solved our problem in the last video is also missing. So clearly, it is very important to replace it, otherwise we're going to have a similar problem. The SLI connector looks like someone had tried to chew on it, potentially shorting these two fingers, I'm not sure. Hopefully spreading them a bit will help. Anyway, there's a lot going on here and I don't want to bore you with all the details of this GPU abuse. Instead, we're going to take this device apart and check for resistances, maybe we'll find something there. Looks like we have a short on the memory rail. What I'll do next is I'll remove these coils to see if the short is on the load side or on the controller side. Some people like to lift one side of the coil to save time, but I don't like doing that. Anyway, it looks like the short is on the load side. I'll try to find the source by injecting some positive thoughts into the pad on the left, and look through a thermal camera and see if anything lights up. And there we have it. This chip is showing signs of a short, but I don't think the chip is at fault. I think we have a problem on the back, so let's have a look. As expected, there is a whole range of problems here. So now I wonder, if I inject some happy thoughts into the back of the board, will I see anything different? Let's do a comment section poll. There we have it. You guys were right. The capacitor has gone woke. It can't handle any positive energy, so it went into thermal collapse. Kinda like socialism does all the time. One way to fix it completely is to remove it out of this world, like so, and now the memory has a healthy reading. Okay, now let's check this thing for voltages. 12 volt is good, 5 volt and 1.8 volt is good. Core memory in PEX is good. I'll also go ahead and test each coil for a wave signal, considering the fact that the last video, one of those signals was not correct. Which, by the way, if you're curious to see that, go back and watch my last video, and then come back so we can finish fixing this potato. Now let's plug it into the computer and run a criminal background check. And boy oh boy, it doesn't look good. Police report shows me 2 memory chips are completely dead, but my intuition tells me that the problem is not the chips, but something else on the back, so let's look over there. Looks like we're missing a few important resistors. I was able to find their values on this board view, so I'll go ahead and solder them on and see if we can run the test again. Okay, this time report looks clean, but we're not out of the woods yet. I still have a ton of missing components on the back, so I'll get those replaced while you sit back and relax.
more than free, man. He will sing you stupid song all day long. If you don't like it, I'm gonna kill you. Find where you live and steal your bike.
Okay, components have been replaced, and I ran the card for a little bit, and I ran into a small problem. It says that it's running at X4 instead of X16. I think the problem comes from the bottom of the board that I had marked before but forgot all about it. These capacitors here are responsible for passing data from the motherboard into the GPU, so I'm going to put them back on. Then I'll put some new memory pads on the memory and run a few stress tests, and also the X16 is now back to normal, which is good. And that should be it for this repair. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you have, please let me know in the comment section below. Or if you haven't, well, I'm sorry, YouTube disabled this like button. Goodbye.